Okay. So we have 2 weeks before we move into alignment and aligning with your new life through communication. And I want to introduce a concept called the success arrow. And then I want you to make a success arrow. And this is about establishing goals that are specific with numbers. So it's an amount. So it can be money. It can also be quantities like customers or clients, but I prefer that you choose number, but feel free to do however you want. Also, you can use it in other areas where there is not numbers, but I want you to be specific and make an end goal and some milestones that will take you there. And then we are, after that, we are going to create a plan and strategize some actions. And then we will pick 3 areas that you will focus on that will really support your business to reach the goals and the milestones. Okay, let's start with this. Okay. So I'm going to introduce this now, and then I want you to go back and listen to the recording and do these assignments, because this will really help you to have like clarity and have a target that you are aiming for. And also I want to mention, masculine and feminine energies. Like the masculine energy, it's like the temple. It's like structure, like with a roof and a foundation, and there's walls. And then the feminine energy is inside of this temple, inviting people in and bringing the flowers and connecting and, going with the flow and following the intuition. However, when we have a structure, it's much more easy to just flow and follow our intuition. And then along the way, maybe we need to shift some things and adjust some things with the structure, because we see that we want the temple to be in another way. But I want us to start with this, okay? So the first thing is the success arrow. Is this mirror or is it right?
No, that's fine. That's correct.
Okay. So the success arrow is just like an arrow like this, right? And now, just for simplicity, I'm making the goal 100K, 100,000 US dollars, right? And for example, if we have high-paying clients, then we only need 20 clients that are paying 5,000 US dollars, and then we are actually reaching that goal, right? It can also be that we are selling a workshop to one person that is collecting the audience, or we are selling like a book or like a card deck or products or whatever to someone that is selling it for us. But there's many ways, so let's not get into that yet. So here's the goal, 100K. That's the end goal. Then I want you to make some milestones. And it's maximum 5 milestones. And that can be like, for example, it can, for example, be like 5K, 10K, then 25K, 50K, 75K, and then we reach 100K, right? But this will be individual, right? So I want you to have like a clear end goal, and then you focus on the first milestone. And the thing is that it never happens just like this, poof. It's more like this. It's more like this, right? It goes up and down and up and down. And I want you to really become comfortable with that. And it can, for example, like if we never had a client, then it's like the first milestone might be one client. Then it's 10 clients, and up here it's a group with 1,000 of clients, I don't know. Okay, so that's the first thing, it's the success arrow. I want you to do that. So if you're watching the recording, you can pause now and then you make it, or you listen to all the other things and then you go back to the beginning and do the next steps. And the next thing I want to introduce, it is a method where we go 12 months from now, and then you look at your business. How do you want your business to look 12 months from now? And then I want you to write down, paint the picture, what have happened during 12 months. And this is not a long to-do list. It's just the big picture. It's only the major things that have happened. And listen here, I want you to make it as simple as possible, okay? So what have happened 12 months until now? So you can stop the recording and do that now. Or listen to the instructions. Then when you have painted this big picture, then I want you to go 90 days from now. And now I want you to zoom in, and then I want you to become more specific and more detailed, but still make it simple. What are the things that needs to happen in order for you to reach your milestones? And what are the things that have happened that is kind of creating momentum for you to reach the end goal? So what are the big things that have happened during the next 90 days? Then I want you to zoom in even more. The next 30 days. And now we are getting more specific. And remember to make this simple. What are the things that needs to be done in order for you to reach your milestones and reach your end goal? What are the things that is in place? And now it's a little bit more a to-do list, but what are the things that is creating momentum? And now we are zooming in even more. The next week, what is it you need to do the next week to create massive momentum to make your business start moving? And if it's not possible to start this massive momentum now, then you can move the start date a little bit. That's okay. And I really want you to focus in and make it simple and like really be clear. What are the things that needs attention to create momentum? Then when you're taking action, then you have like, it's very clear for you. This needs to happen during this year. This needs to happen during the next 3 months. This is the main focus closer in time the next month. And this is like my focus this week. If there are some things that you are not getting done the first week, it's okay to move it to the month container. And if there are some things that you don't get done during the month container, it's okay to move it to the 3-month container. And maybe along the way, you find out that there's some things you actually can remove out. And sometimes things are like going in so much flow, so you start doing the things that is later, but you start doing it now because you have momentum and it's just happening. Okay? So first we have this success arrow with specific measurable goals with numbers. Now we're creating this plan for a year, and we're zooming in so that it's like digestible, and make it as simple as possible. So then you have the action steps that you need to take. And then we have the next method for creating a plan and to create action steps. It's called the 3-chunk method. And then I want you to look at the business you want to create. And you can also look at this 12-month plan that you've made. And then you look there. And then you see, okay, what are the 3 most important areas or milestones or activities that I really need to focus on that will really make my business a success? And when you pick these areas, it's like, it's very good if you pick something that you know that you can be good on. Pick something that maybe you are not so good at it now, but you know, you can learn it and you practice and then you master it. But pick something that feels in alignment with your nature. And when we have when we are selling and marketing, it's being on the market in some shape or form. So we need to be visible in some way so that people, they know about us. And then we need to be clear about what is it we are doing, for who, what is it I'm offering. And then when people, they start to know about us, we're existing in their awareness, then they are having some kind of experience with us. It can be a free session, or it can be a workshop. It can be that they see we have a free book with them, or it can be that we hang out in places where potential customers are, or potential partners are, or potential investors. Then we need to be able to present something. So it's like, what is it you want to present? And then you invite people in some way to work with you, to partner with you, or to sponsor your project, or donate, or to partner with you, or become your customer somehow. And we're going to move into that more in the next month. But for example, we can be visible on social media, so we can start publishing things, videos or text with photos. We can start creating workshops or events, or we can start creating our boutique, but somehow people need to find us. We can look through our contact list, our emails and our social media and our phone numbers, and then we can direct message people, or send email to them, or phone them up. That works very good for me. In my former career, I was arranging these dance workshops, and then I Googled who were in charge of arranging cultural events in the different regions. And then I used one day to make a long list of people I was going to contact. Then I made like a short presentation. I prepared what to say, what I had to offer, and so on. Then I called them. Hello, my name is Eliza. I'm arranging these workshops. I wonder if you want to book a meeting with me, and I can present our workshops for you. And they are looking for people who who can facilitate workshops. So they are like, oh, yes. Many of them said no. A lot of them say no. So become comfortable with getting no, because you will get a lot of no. Then I go there, I have my PDF ready with picture, what it is, what it costs, everything. Then I listen to what they want, and then I have a contract. So you also need to figure out, like, how are we going to do with the payment? It's like the payment needs to, you need to be able to collect money somehow. And in the beginning, it can be via PayPal or mobile pay or whatever. It can also be bank transfer or whatever, or via invoice, but you have to have that figured out. Okay. What else? It is like, you can create, like, you can teach something, you can like book at a library, and you can teach something. You can book a spa and have a VIP day. You can search on Facebook, you can search like some words and find groups and start connecting at groups. So it's like think of like, how can I connect with people who can be my potential customers or partners or whatever. I was in a peace organization, and then we were arranging these camps for children. And my mother, she used to phone around big companies and asked if they wanted to sponsor with food and material for these camps. And then my father, he drove around and picked up all this food and delivered it to, we used to borrow a school during the summer. And then there were like 100 children there during a month. And then my father, he came there with all the food. So also people are willing to sponsor if it is for a good sake, if that's something you're into. Yeah, there are many ways. Let me see, did I write up something else? You can create your own masterclass. You can be a guest speaker at a event. Yeah, there's many ways. Yeah, you can use paid advertisements. I think it's a little bit good to wait with that until we like feel like really confident. But reach out to people in your network. Publishing. Start a group on Facebook is one way. Invite people. You can offer free sessions and then invite them to work with you. I think it's good, like if you offer free sessions, it's good that they are paying something and that they are giving, like if it's a discounted price, that they say yes to write a testimonial. Also, I really recommend that instead of giving single sessions, that you think in packages and that you think in time containers. That's also more valuable for the clients. It's much more valuable for the clients. Yeah, and create some kind of freebie. You can create a freebie about the benefits of crystals, or like 3 secrets of self-healing, or learn to heal with divine energies that already within you, something like that. Yes, and also to start creating content that is not only selling, so that it's also like some value in it. And start talking about what people care about and something that is helpful for them. Okay, and you can also focus on going to different places where your potential customers or partners are hanging out, and that can also be like specific restaurants or specific health food stores, or what are those called in English? These big events where people have like almost like exhibitions. What is that called in English, Rosie?
I guess it has various different names. Like you get the whole thing of the online summits, but you could have an actual physical summit, or it would just be an event or a fair or there could be lots of different names for the same thing. But yeah, it could even just be like what would it be? Like an expo kind of thing. No,
Expo.
it's that sort of thing, no.
Yeah. And you can also focus on being published and interviewed in podcasts
Yeah.
or in TV or in radio or in newspaper, in magazines. You can focus on being interviewed. And it's like you can also focus on being booked by people who are creating events. So yeah, feel into what feels good for you. Yes. Now I'm leaving that a little bit. So the 3 chunk method, it is like that you're picking 3 things that you are focusing on. And for example, me, I'm focusing on creating, like making my masterclass like really, really good, like a signature masterclass. That's one of my focus. Then I'm going to focus on becoming interviewed. So that I get out on other people that have like similar customers like me, and we can start collaborate. And then I want to focus on starting to publishing more, creating videos and text and things like that. And then I want you, when you have chosen these 3 things that you want to focus on, then I want you to rank the priority. Which one is the first priority to become really good at? What's the second priority and what's the third priority? And what's the frequency? It's like, do you want to do this daily? You know, some people, they're posting daily. Is it every week? Is it bi-weekly or is it every month? So the thing is that it doesn't have to be every day, but it can be very, very powerful to every day post on Facebook. Because then people are all of a sudden start noticing you, and you start to become present in their awareness. And it can be something very, very short you're posting as well. Yes. So rank the priorities. So you know which one is the first, the second, and the third, and how often you will do this. Yes, perfect. And then, oh my God, there's so much homework for you today. Try to make it simple. I was just brainstorming a lot of things. Make it simple. This is only because I want you to have like a focus of what's important, right? And then it is like, when you master 3 things really good, then it will become easier. There's also something about like, yes, leave it like this. I want you to make a vision board with 5 items. Can you see this? Do you see?
Yes, now.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is my vision board. So this is what I want the universe to bring to me. And I want my business to be like the channel that brings this to me. So I would like to make 40,000 US dollars per month via my purpose work. However, it is like if the money comes in another way, I'm welcoming that too. I'm willing to work for free, but I want a lots of money so I can spoil my loved ones, and I can, for example, I want to live in a warm country. My body is looking for the longing for that. I want to be able to travel, and I want to spoil my son, and I want to have nice clothes. And I didn't have my son on this vision board before. But all of a sudden, I felt that my son needs a little bit more focus. So I just felt like, okay, I need to put him in there now. So it's like, yeah, I want to include him. Yes. So I wanted to make a vision board with 5 items. This is kind of 6 items, but yeah, don't make it too many things. Yes. And then it is the final assignment. And this is a daily routine I want you to make on the days that you are working. So if you have implemented the daily guided meditation and writing in the celebration journals, then you are hopefully in a good mood when you have written about the celebrations. Then I have I've asked you to ask for guidance, like what action steps could I take to move me towards my intention, and then act on guidance or put it in your calendar. But I want to suggest that you are implementing this method, and it is to asking yourself, what are the 3 most important things that I need to do today to move my business towards my goals? So I want you to get into the habit of really making things simple. And for example, me, last week, my father, he fell down from the roof. So he went into hospital, and he couldn't walk and he couldn't eat. And my entire life just like, whoop, it was like, what? Did this happen? I didn't plan this. Then all of a sudden for me, it was like, okay, how's my business? It is like, now it's focused on my father. So when things like that happen, then I just pause and then I just focus on what happens. And then I lose some momentum, but I'm totally fine with that because it's like I can start the momentum later. But if it is that there's some things that I like must do, then I do like what is one most important things that I need to do in my business. Because there will always be a lot of things happening that we didn't plan. And it's really good if we can like keep our composure and it's like still being able to hold our business. Yes. So do you have any questions around these things now that I shared with you?
I don't think so.
I,
I'm just looking back again, but yeah, Mariana, maybe.
yeah, I was wondering if the end goal is that for a year, that amount that we are writing, is that for a year or is it
Yeah, yeah.
the rest
Make it,
of life?
make it, yeah, make it 12 months from now.
Okay. Yeah.
Good question. Good
Yeah.
point.
It's very common that businesses, they make like a 12-month goal, and then they also make a 3-year goal. But I don't want to go into that now because it just becomes too much. It's very good that we have dates and numbers, so it's like it's specific and it's measurable, and that we have like, I don't like the word deadline because it feels like you have to get here, otherwise you're dead. I don't like I don't like that word, but also we don't need to put the meaning into it. It's good to have like a finish line that we are like, woo! And I remember last year I was creating this, I was selling things out in the garden. I was just putting up a big table, and then I was selling old items, and then I just put my phone number so they could use like PayPal and pay for it. And then I just left it, so it took care of itself. And then I had made a goal to make 5,000 for a specific date. And then I was almost reaching it, and it was so close. And I remember I became so disappointed that I didn't reach it the day before. I was really, really, really angry. And then the last day of my deadline, it was like raining, so I couldn't put the things out. And I became so surprised because I was really, really angry that I didn't reach my goals, and I was really surprised. Anyhow, the next day, it started to pick up. So I actually ended up selling for 9,500. But it took longer time. Yeah. Anyhow, so this homework, the most important thing, it is, I want you to be able to share with me the end goal, and it's a number, plus the first milestone. I want you to be able to share that from the success arrow. Then I want you to be able to share the 3 most important areas to focus on during the entire year. How often you will do it, and like the priority. Because there's so many ways to market ourselves, but it's like we cannot be all over the place. We need to pick something, because otherwise we get it just gets too much. So yeah, pick 3. And then if you are willing to share the 5 items of the vision board, the vision board, I would love to hear that as well. So, okay, dear ladies, how did it go for you to focus on the 3 I am statements and the emotions connected to money? Have you been doing that?
Something like the same. Have been doing.
Yeah.
In amongst other similar but not exactly the same kind of abundance and gratitude practices. It's yeah, I think I need to, what I realize is I need to bring it in even more integrated with, like, I have alarms that go off in the day when I try and like set reminders to just come back in. So then bringing it in at the same time. But
Yeah.
when I have been doing, it's change the feeling and the vibration that came from the last session and the coming to those statements to then come back to it again each time has been really beautiful and slightly different each time.
Yeah.
In a really positive way, just like coming more into it and feeling it differently and having different insights that kind of came about at the same time.
Yeah, great. Yeah, awesome.
No. Yeah.
I remember when my son, he was little, he didn't start kindergarten until he was 3 years old. So I was staying home with him. And he was like, he was really wanting my attention like all the time. He was that kind of boy. And I was like, when am I going to do the things I need to be doing in my business? I was thinking like that. And then I was like, okay, I just have to adjust to the circumstances. So what I started to do, it was that I went to bed at 8 o'clock in the evening during the weekdays. And then I went up 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I was doing all the administration and all the preparations and things like that. And then I like prepared myself so that I was fresh when he was waking up. So he could get, so I could take care of him. And then eventually, he started kindergarten, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that it makes lots of sense. That's one of the things I'm working with and trying to like honor my own decisions in getting up early, but then also obviously having to get to bed early enough to
Yeah.
then not end up broken, which is the challenging part. Because even though with the both of my boys at school, um, with the ages they have, the rhythms they have, and the other activities that we're also doing, it often feels very challenging to get to bed at like sensible times. But yeah, definitely, even still, even times when I realize I'm pinching sleep a bit, getting up early still makes the difference for how the day starts.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. It's the right thing.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Okay, that's good. So, okay, I want to check in with you. I would like to do some coaching with you. What would you like support with? What is challenging? It is like, what's happening? Yeah. Who wants to go first? Yeah.
Ariana? No. You want to? Do you have something that's coming up? Otherwise, there's some things, but if you have something.
I'm well, I don't have anything specific right now, but if you have, I would like to hear you.
Yes, I know. Like, oh shit. Other than I seem to have slightly broken my back today. I I think the main challenge I'm having in the context of all of this is a lack of clarity and certainty about what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
And a sense of like complete overwhelm on some levels because of there being like feeling like there's so many possibilities, and then frustration at feeling like I can't pull it together and find a direction.
Yeah.
As such.
Yeah. So you're feeling that there are so many different possibilities. And is it correct that it's challenging for you to pick and put it together? What
Yeah.
is it correct?
Yeah, something like that.
What would
Something
it
like that.
like what would it be to just like choose something like really simple and just like try that and then see what unfolds?
Yeah, I mean, arguably that's the most sensible thing. For example, then obviously having just recently completed the life coaching certification that I have done, the most obvious thing to go into would be simply trying to launch myself into doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Though I'm I'm unclear where or like don't know. There's like a resistance to that. It doesn't feel like it's enough in some ways, or it doesn't feel like it's me. It feels because of the nature of what it is, and that
What did you say? You don't feel that it's enough and it doesn't feel like it's me. Did you say that?
something, yeah, exactly. Because it's like a course that's been created as a complete course in itself. So it's sort of like it's not like I'm bringing my inspiration to making something as much as I am the parts of my brain that go there anyway feel like it's regurgitating something that someone else came up with, and that there's some mental blocks in my processing about just doing that, although it
Yeah.
would probably be the most obvious thing to do in lots of ways.
Yeah. So it sounds like there's a part in you that really wants to create your own thing somehow. Yes. Um, what would you like to walk away with from our time together?
Um, a really clear plan or a clear direction and a clear understanding of that I know, or that I at least am willing to believe that I can actually jump into this
Yeah.
work and begin, if I'm really honest.
Would you like to walk away with a clear plan, or is it more that clarity around I can jump in and do that? I didn't understand.
Like the both, kind of the clarity that I can do that, and then the clear plan of how to then take that forward. For example, I guess part of the clunk that's associated or surrounding the idea of the life coaching in the model of what I've been learning is I did learning to teach the course as such, and then stopped before going into kind of the like how to take it forwards, how to then do the marketing and the this and the that and like the rest.
Yeah.
So from what I see and understand of the way of these things, one, if I have a clear enough vision of how I think or of how I vision that the things are, then what needs to come into place will find its place. And two, there is that many resources and possibilities available to understand about marketing and actually getting into the online space, which is kind of where I think I'm going in the direction of teaching, that it should be perfectly possible without subscribing to the rest gist of the whole like package. But it's like I'm feeling like unclear about going forwards, or unconfident about going forwards maybe, and yeah, unclear to an extent of my own confidence, or like what's the word, coherence within what it is. I'm not sure, I can't quite put it
Okay.
into words.
Okay. So there's a part of you who this is what I'm hearing. There's a part of you who is like, am I confident enough to do this? And then there's another part of you like, is this course in alignment with me? It's like, do I want to sell this? Do I want to offer
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, I think that's it. Well done. That was much better summarized.
Yeah. Because it is very, very important that we are offering something that we believe in and that we feel excited about.
Yes.
Because it can be like we have something that we believe in, however we are doubting a little bit, like, am I ready? That's kind of natural, but it's difficult to sell a modality or a course that we haven't fully bought ourselves. So what do you think that is about?
So, in my understanding, it may have less to do with the course itself, because actually the course in its entirety, with all of the material that then comes with the package, which I am now certified and like authorized to sell, per se, is awesome. And I have every confidence that it has been and is changing people's lives and bringing about the kind of the stepping into their vision as they need to. I guess if I get to like the really ugly bits that I don't want to look at so much, it has to do with the money side of it, in terms of like what I feel I could ask for it to teach it. Like we touched on this briefly when we spoke. No, maybe I was speaking with someone else about this, and it was like the idea of how much is suggested that one asks for the course, and the also some level of mental blocks that I still have, which have more to do with the institution, or the institute, sorry, in itself, and the way that that functions, rather than the specific course, if you see what I mean. So it's like it's got a bit confused. So it's maybe not so much of whether I feel I completely align with the course. The course in itself is awesome, I think. What I maybe feel I'm not completely in alignment with is the body from which it comes. And so, as a representative of that organization, I feel like a level of embarrassment or reserve or shame, perhaps by association, because there's part of my brain programming that's saying that the way they function, the amounts that they charge, the kind of stuff that's being whatever feels off. But I am aware that that has possibly, almost certainly, more to do with my residual limiting perspectives than perhaps the reality of the situation. But I'm trying to like understand why why I have a level of reserve about the whole thing, why I don't feel like completely lit up and motivated to like now jump out into the world and teach this.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I think it's really good that we dig deeper into that in a private session.
Yeah.
However, I just want to share that it's like it is like sometimes we can have like this identity that we are like fitting into a group. It is like, you know, I was part of this NGO peace organization for 10 years where I was working for free. So it was almost like I was doing all this goodwill. So it was almost like that was such a high value because I did it just in service. And then I built up a cultural organization also during a 10-year period where I didn't get any salary, but I got a lot of love. But there can be this that we are identifying, and often this is happening on a subconscious level, that we are identifying ourselves to be like in a group, like with artists and healers, like this. It can also be from past lives where you know, and not only past lives, you know, it's like also in the cultural field, you know, it's not that long ago where like all over Europe they were burning witches on the stake, and they were killing druids and medicine men and medicine women. This was going on in South America too, and in Asia, and all the countries that was colonized. You know, they were hunting people who were doing energy work.
Yeah.
So like it exists in the field.
By the way that my organism is just reacting to that, there would seem that there may be something in there. I don't know, that just made me feel really weird, which implies something. But yeah, or maybe sparked a recollection of something that I think I may have known like earlier in life.
Yeah, it can be that it is like on a subconscious level, it is like, no, I need to protect myself. I'm safer if I hide a little bit and I don't go out. Or if I
or
get
hide behind another mask that's more acceptable as such.
yeah, and if I get powerful and rich, then people will not like me, because there's a part of you who don't like this organization, that it's like it's a wealthy spiritual organization, right? So you don't want others to think like that about you, because there's a part of you who don't like them.
Or that aspect of it.
Yes. Is there some parts of that program that you could like make your own? Or does it have to be like selling it via...
Theoretically, the whole of it could be transformed into something that was of my own.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though in and of itself, it's also quite awesome. Possibly it's a case of it would be an amazing thing to have, and then also have something else. Perhaps it's also the thing of because it's from America, because it's the kind of tones of the ways that things get expressed, which may or may not necessarily resonate with everyone. Yeah, perhaps it's a case of having the multiple options capacity, and possibly something that's blocking my brain at this time is this idea that, well, if I'm doing that, then that's what I'm doing, rather than forming some other kind of hybrid version of something for myself as
Yeah.
well. Don't know. There's some other stuff. Yeah, I guess I'm thinking I need to book that session with you, which I was
Yeah.
going to be doing anyway.
Yes, book that session as soon as possible.
Yes.
The thing is that sometimes we can get really stuck because we want to like become like really, really clear. But it is like we really need to move in order to become clear. It is
Beginning makes momentum, though.
huh?
Beginning makes momentum.
Yes, because clarity unfolds along the way and you find out what you like and what you don't like. But are you open to like make an offer to one person of coaching with you?
Yeah, I'm open to, yeah, I'm open to that. I mean, I guess it's partly because I'm still really in the early stages of teaching, as in I've not taught it at all and not even been through the entire course in and of itself, though I've been learning how to teach it. It's a strange kind of thing.
There's
But
so much.
yes, I'm open to the idea of doing it in a completely less formal sense, to just have a feeling of doing it, which is, I think, probably where I need to go with it.
Yeah,
Something like that.
because there's so much information and the way that it will embody in you is by teaching it and actually start coaching and having real clients and
Yeah,
getting testimonials and
yeah.
then
Because I know I can teach it. I know I could coach it from lots of the different like feedback. I mean, not even just that, but the feedbacks that I've had from that, and then also from the other kind of healing scenarios that we've been learning in. I know that I could have a significant effect and impact on whoever I was working with. I guess it's, yeah, it's just the case of like framing what that looks like and being willing to jump into that, or one like being a bit stuck in how that happens.
okay, yeah. So when you think about making it really simple for yourself and making a really, really super simple plan, and you are going to start with focusing on start working with one client, maybe you have to ask 10 people or 100 people before you sign up your first client. When you think
Yeah.
about that and explaining this coaching, what is happening in your awareness and in your body? What are you thinking?
Um, I guess my brain is already going to like trying to think about the people that I could be doing that with.
Yeah.
In some ways kind of in the like it's putting up challenge points of like, oh, but who would you ask? Da, na, na. It couldn't be very close friends or family because that probably doesn't really work. Um, but then the thought just came to my mind that, okay, so I've literally just come out of the coaching program, and I have then the contacts of all the other people that were involved in the coaching program, and actually possibly a way of just jumping in would be to put out an offer to literally coach someone through the course, even if they were one of the other coaches that had been in the practicum or the cohort that I was involved in. So I don't know, it in this response to the question, it makes my brain, or it makes me start thinking of like, okay, how could I do that? Which is quite positive.
Yeah.
It also, I'm aware that in trying to make that suggestion, it's trying to make it safe. I'm trying to make it safe for myself because it's like, well, that wouldn't be so scary. They all know it anyway. Um, and maybe that's okay.
Is there any is there any friend you could ask?
Possibly, yes. I think that I'm like, it's so, yeah, that it feels like that would be so much harder because it's somehow like completely exposing myself on something that I've been incredibly
Okay, okay,
ne
okay, okay,
you see?
okay, okay, Rosie.
Yeah,
Okay, let's stay out of the mind and
yeah.
tune into your body. And then you're thinking about you are going to announce that I'm now a coach, and your friends and your neighbors and your family, they are going to know that you offer this. Okay, just breathe in, just allow whatever is happening.
Um,
And you are really going to like step out and, hello, I'm Rosie, I'm a healer, I'm a coach. What's happening in your body when you're thinking about that? Stay out of the mind.
uh-huh.
Focus on your body. What's happening?
Um,
Find the most intense part. It might move around. Or maybe,
yeah,
yeah, where
it's
is it?
like freeze and panic kind of feeling.
Yeah, yeah. And where in your body is that freeze and panic residing? In your throat.
Yeah.
Okay, focus on your throat and just allow this energy of panic to be there. And just allow it to do its things. Just be fully present with this energy of panic. And just send your unconditional love. And now you're going to step out publicly. And what are people going to think about you? Oh my God, Rosie, she's so weird. Oh my God, her life is a mess. Who does she think she is? Oh my God, she cannot even solve her own problems. Just breathe in and breathe out. And on a scale from 0 to 10, how intense is this energy?
Less than it was. Was like a kind of 9 pushing 10
Yeah.
complete freeze feeling. Maybe like more like a 7. And it's shifted somewhat to kind of more like my heart and chest and that area.
Yeah. Just stay with it. Just stay present with it. Something else that I'm getting very clearly too, it is that this is just what I'm getting. Leave it or take it if you want. But it's something about like start to teach more than to be a student. It is like it's time to lead more than to follow. It is like the tools you have, like start using them.
Yeah.
That's the best way for you to actually learn the tools, to use them. Just breathe in and breathe out. And you know, this energy of panic, it's, you know, it's not it's just not, it's not personal.
Yeah.
It feels very personal, but it's not personal. So just stay with it. And Marianne, you can work on the same thing or something else if you want that. So just stay with it. And this energy, it might move around. It might swirl around, or it might feel very compact, or yeah, it can behave very unpredictable. Just stay with it and send your unconditional love and let your presence just burn this energy up. And oh my God, how are your family going to react about this? What are they going to think about this? And how about your children's friends? Oh my God. And what if you get a client and then the client, they don't like you as your coach? Oh my God, this is really, really scary. Oh my God, bad things can really happen. What if they laugh at you or they throw tomatoes on you? Oh my God. What if they take your children away from you? Just breathe in and breathe out and just stay with it. What if they sue you? What if they sue you? What if you do your clients some harm? What's happening in your body right now?
So the feeling is more like in my stomach that would be like feeling sick, but not
Yes,
actually, but that kind of place.
yes. Just be
Oh,
present with that sickness and
yeah.
just allow it to be there. Just accept what is happening in your body and send unconditional acceptance toward it. That's right. That's right. You're doing really great. Oh my God, and you have to contact them and ask them, do you want to work with me? And then you even have to ask them to give you money. Oh my God, how is this business going to work? There are all the costs, and then there's only leftovers. Oh my God, what if the clients, they're not able to put food on their table when you ask them for money? Oh my God. Oh my God, what if you have to ask rich people to work with you? Oh no, they would never want to work with you. Oh my God, I don't even know if I want to work with rich people. I feel more comfortable to work with people who are like a little bit more alternative, and we share the food and we grow our own food and we dig in the earth. That feels more comfortable. What's happening in your body?
It's just the feeling is just going like lower and lower and
Yes,
more to the root,
yes, yes.
which makes lots of sense, and in complete like of it, it's very much reduced in intensity. Um,
When you think about starting to share with people that you're a coach or a healer or whatever, and you're actually going to present an offer, are you interested in working with me? What's happening then? What are your thoughts, your feelings, sensations? How do you feel about
um, like the in the sort of anonymous, that's not anonymous at all sphere, the external to my immediate world sphere, that sounds like completely okay. I feel like I could do that. The idea, yeah, when I think about declaring it for all the world that knows me here, there's still, yeah, like resistance.
Yeah. So would you like to work on that, or would you prefer to choose to try to do it like work a little bit underground? Like what feels good for you?
I think, yeah, it's what feels good for me, or what feels like safer perhaps for me to feel okay about doing, would be, yeah, something like that. Or beginning in some way that was like what I could end up doing, but wasn't necessarily, that was more specific, more like niche to a specific group in a specific way. For example, like one of the things that is very interesting is kind of pregnancy and birth and these sorts of things. So one idea is branching out in a not really anonymous sense, because it isn't, but in an online sense outside of my immediate world, very small. And in the context of the life coaching idea, feeling like actually coaching someone through the course that I can coach someone through in a really safe feeling container first, to gain a level of confidence and familiarity with it, to then take it further out. And then there's another part that feels like, well, I should just like get on with it and just, declare it to the world and then deal with whatever shit falls down after, like, deal with the fallout afterwards and kind of just make something of it. But yeah, I think it feels safer or better, maybe kinder on my nervous system to find an incremental way of going into this kind of sphere, perhaps.
What could be the most comfortable first step to take?
Yeah, this possibly reaching out to the other trainee coaches or new coaches and seeing if anyone else would. Well, I have one person that we meet every week, but we were working as like accountability partners, so we're reading it through just to familiarize without really one or other being the coach as such. But maybe something like reaching out to the group in general and asking if anyone would actually like to go through it in that ambit. I'm not sure.
Also, Rosie, the thing is that it's really great to do that. And if you feel like if you feel inspired and motivated to do that, then I absolutely think that you should do that, because that idea is coming from you. And at
Yeah.
the same time, it's very different to have like a real client compared to have like someone that you're training on. It's very,
Yeah.
very different. It is. Because
Yeah.
real clients, they are more committed. And then it is like, it feels more real for you too.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. I want to pause a little bit, Rosie, and I want to check in with Marianne. What's happening with you? Do you have any? Is there anything thoughts coming up for you that you would like to address, or questions or anything?
What's coming up for me in my life?
Yeah, now during what's happening right now, is there something that is kind of bubbling up for you?
No, not really.
No? Okay, great. Yeah.
But I've had a couple of experiences that I really am happy to have experienced. I was awake one night and I was scared. How am I going to do this? And panicking, couldn't fall asleep. But since I love the crystals so much, I found one to put at my solar plexus, because that's where it all, well, uh, was. And it took it away. And I've had different different experiences of, oh my God, also because my boyfriend was a little unclear. Was he there or wasn't he? So So I had to deal with, can I make it? Can I make it even if he is not there? And then I came to the thought that I have to go with it, because that is what I believe in myself, that everything is energy, and what is blocking me, I must go through it. I must clear it. I must show my own belief is that it is possible to go through it and to change the energy.
Yeah.
And then I feel that it is safe and sound inside of me after that. So, yeah, now I just need to make the first steps. And I need to not work as much. And I've been in Norway this weekend, and I need to have a little space to move on. But I'm at a good place, I feel. Yeah.
Yeah. And did you tell your work that you're stopping, or where did it go?
Yes. On my birthday.
Yeah, wow, congratulations. Wow.
I made a little twist. I asked for, I don't know what it's called. It's not a vacation, but it's a 1 year. If I am, after 1 year, I want to go back to my old job, I can do that.
Yeah, that's absolutely allowed.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going back. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
There are these strategies that is called, like, burn all the bridges, like burn the ships. But I have tried that when I was like a crazy place, and it worked, but it was very, very chaotic. And I've also tried it where I've been like, this is what I'm saying yes to. I'm burning all the ships. I'm burning all the bridges. No way back. But it is like some people, they are like, only have the plan A, don't have the plan B. I just feel that, there's no right or wrong. It is like sometimes maybe it is good to have a plan B.
Mm. Yeah.
It can be good, and sometimes it's good to just let go of that plan B, because otherwise we will always get stuck in something that we've wanted to get out of for decades. It's like enough is enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I could also maybe just say I quit my job, and then I would have some weeks without any money. But then you can get money in the system here in Denmark.
Yeah.
But then you have to search for another teacher job, and you will have to write applications, or what do you call it, all the time. And that I have tried, and I cannot move on with my own business when I'm in that system. I have tried it, and this time I haven't. When I have this year now, I don't have any money at all. I don't have any safety net underneath me. Only my boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I think that's good, because now I really just have to do it.
Yes. Yeah. And the thing is that sometimes we have fears about things that is not even true.
Mm.
It is like and when we moved through it, it was like, oh, it wasn't even a big thing. It is like we believe in something and afraid that something will happen. And then we're like, no, I'm afraid to do it because this might happen. And then it actually turns out to no go that direct. It doesn't evolve to that. And then we're like, what? Have I been stopping myself all the time because I was afraid of this? And then there was like,
Yeah.
it was just something we were making up in our mind.
Mm. Yeah.
How do you feel, Marianne, about creating the success arrow and this 12-month plan, and then choosing the 3 areas to focus on? How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I feel I'm ready, and um, yeah, some of it I already have some ideas about.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah.
And Rosie, what's happening for you now? Also,
Uh,
that we are all in different situations, so it's like we cannot compare one another with each other. We are different places in our life. We have different conditions. It is like, yeah.
yeah.
How are you feeling right now?
Um, I am feeling good in myself, bit
What,
distracted
what,
now.
what did you say, Rosie? I feel.
Good. I
Yeah,
I am feeling good. The bit that's like thinking about the other things is still a bit like woo, but I'm okay. I'm distracted now because there's other things now that I'm receiving messages and realizing I need to now be probably going and doing other things.
yeah,
Which, yeah, in the context of life dynamics, that's one of the like ongoing dynamics of my existence at this time. Um, yeah, I feel, in honesty, today I'm really tired,
yeah,
which I think is obviously a factor. Um, and yeah, a fraction overwhelmed, but
yeah,
also positive.
yeah,
Uh, I feel like, yeah, it feels a bit like kind of hitting the boundary between where it's like, let's play the idea that we're going to do this and then doing it.
yeah.
But yeah,
What do you feel about, creating the success arrow and the 12-month plan and make it like super, super simple for you? Like you make it so simple so you cannot
yeah,
fail.
that
Like make it super,
makes
super,
sense.
super simple.
Yeah,
It's
I
like you're
think that was
setting,
probably a good idea because obviously there's the bit that's like, yeah, let's go to the biggest, 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 which is also the case.
yeah.
But then, yeah, obviously there's the potential for that to make paralysis.
Yeah, I don't get excited by small goals. I need to have big goals and big stages to get excited. But we will fail, and there's no failure, there's only learning. But however, creating momentum, if we choose super simple things, that creates momentum, and then we get like, yes, yes, I did it, yes.
Yeah.
So it's like making simple food instead of complicated food. Um,
It
making
also it also makes one realize like how much I'm actually doing. I think maybe this is part of the thing. I feel in so many ways so blessed with the kind of flow of existence, and not that it's easy, because it's not in exactly that sense, but it's so like the synchronistic way in which things just tend to come together anyway. And it's even more hilarious after coming out of this year that I've been then pursuing, which obviously you know more of, Eliza, but like to then get to this point and it's like, hang on, what actually are my really big goals? Um, and I'm not sure. And I know that there are other ways that I need to be dealing with that is like, what do I know for certain? And I realize I need to step back inside my space and vehemently claim some space to actually get that clear, because I think that's exactly what's missing. Like, what is the goal? Like, what is my goal and all my goals? I
Yeah.
know them, but I almost don't believe in them because it's like, well, you know. Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hello,
Yes.
Rosie
Okay,
Psychology.
but
Anyway,
I think that you should book a private one-on-one session.
yes.
And
I had it
also,
up and was looking, and then I was just trying to work out the days, and between all of the fucking myriad things, you know.
yeah,
But I will do that.
yeah, it will be awesome.
Yes.
Yes. And so we have 2 weeks pause now, and then we're moving into the alignment. And then we have, during the month of aligning with your new life through communication, then we have every week in a row. Yes, I'm super looking forward to moving into that. It will be really, really amazing. Yet, try to think, how can, when you're making your plan, if you get overwhelmed, ask yourself, how can I make things more simple? It's the same thing when you create an offer. How can I make it more simple? How can I make it more clear? How can I make it more simple? How can I make it more simple? Or maybe you prefer there's no right or wrong. Like if you're starting a restaurant, you can have a food truck, or you can have like a restaurant for tens and thousands of people in a factory, and you can have hundreds of employees, or you can have like this exclusive luxurious restaurant. There's no right or wrong. You can have this little cafe. It doesn't matter. It is like, what restaurant is it you want to open? What is the menu? What is the music you want to play in this restaurant? Who are the people coming in there? There's no right or wrong. Absolutely not. It is like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know what I'm going to be doing for the next days. No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anything? Okay, so I'm going to repeat. There's 2 weeks pause now. So I want you to be able to share your end result and your first milestone from the success arrow, and the 3 most important areas to focus on that will really move your business towards your goals. And then if you would like to share your items on the vision board, that would be fun too. And then when you do this daily practice of what is the 3 most important to move my business forward today, then maybe most of the days it will be something that has to do with these 3 areas, but maybe not always. Maybe sometimes it will be like some administrative things that needs to be done. It will be so nice when things starts to become real, more and more clear, and it will be along the way, and you know, like starting to call in the people. It will be amazing. It will be so much fun. Okay, so Marianne, we meet. It was 2 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The 6th of June, right? That's perfect.
Yes.
I'm super looking forward.
Me too.
Yeah.
Good.
Any questions before we close today?
No.
No.
No more.
No.
All is well. Okay.
Yeah, we will.
See you.
Thank you.
Marianne, we meet next week.
Yes.
Yes.
I will, yeah, I will look again, and I will then work out also seeing about that. I guess sometime next week, maybe.
Yeah. Rosie, also I believe in divine timing. So, you know, like
Me too.
book the session when you're ready to book it. But yeah. Okay. So see you for the group in July, right?
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.